it's Liz from Old Stables Crafts. Thank you very much for joining me again today for another of my Halloween or Christmas You Choose. So this project is going to be made for the Spot Challenge, which this week we have Things with Wings as our theme. So I have a bird and I've used the Free as a Bird stamp set. Now, first things first, if you're new to my channel and you want to see lots more videos making really cute papercraft projects, please subscribe. You'll find the button in the bottom right hand corner. So do subscribe if you want to see more papercraft projects, because that's what you get on my channel. So this uses the Free as a Bird. I'm also using the Feels Like Frost Designer Series paper, which is one of the returning favourites in the August-December catalogue. I've not got much left, and I've had to order yet another packet. I can see why it's a returning favourite. So I've coloured my little bird like a robin redbreast, so that you've got the colours. I'm not colouring this one. Today I'm going to be making the Halloween version of my Halloween or Christmas You Choose, but I've used cinnamon cider, crumb cake, Poppy Parade and pumpkin pie blends, and then I've just gone around the outside with the light grey granite. My brain isn't working. And I've used, for the ribbon across the back of the stitched circle, I've used the, what do we call it? Snowflake Splendor ribbon, which is this iridescent ribbon, but I've coloured it with the dark crumb cake blend to give it a softer colour. So do remember that you can colour this with your blends. I'm actually using a different ribbon, that's the word I'm looking for my next project, but just so you know. And then Poppy Parade with the Christmas Wishes from the Banner Year stamp set, which is part of a bundle, but you can get just the stamp set, and it was this sentiment here that I used. I'm going to be using Happy Haunting for my next one, because we've got to make the Halloween card. So I have got a piece of the Magic in This Night Designer Series paper. This is basically Cajun Craze with an outline pattern, which includes roses and cobwebs, and then on the back it's just got this scratched basic black pattern. I've got a piece of Cajun Craze cardstock. Yes, I know there's a hole in the middle. I have die cut from that the second from largest of the stitched shapes. So this stitched shape circle for my circle, and it's exactly the same as I did for the Christmas version. So that's going to be my area for my focal point. And let's get started. So I have already stamped the bird image just so that it can dry. Not that it really matters when you're colouring with blends, and black in particular, because it doesn't matter if they smudge. But the first thing we've got to do is, crows don't have stubby little beaks like that. Let me zoom in so that I know that you can see what I'm doing. Up a wee bit. That's probably about right. Let me turn that. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, trying to make sure I'm still in camera, is extend the beak, and I'm going to go to, well, it's going to extend about the same distance out, so I'm just going to extend the beak to sort of there, using basic black marker. They are currently out of stock, I think, in Europe, but they should be coming back in sometime soon. So the next thing I'm going to do is grab my basic black blends and my dark smoky slate blend, and I'm going to colour the whole, other than the eye, the whole of my bird. And I'm trying to refrain from saying robin, because it's not. I'm going to colour it with the dark smoky slate, because I'm going to turn this into a crow. And because I just want to get colour down, I'm using the thick end. So like that. And then with the thinner end, I'm just going to draw in legs. I'll probably come back and make those thicker or darker rather in a moment. I just want to go around there. So we've got a white eye, which I'm going to colour with the dark pumpkin pie. So it's got that really spooky crow look. Then with the, I do find this amusing, the dark basic black, I'm going to come in and colour over all of the stamped lines. So where there's kind of shading, I'm going to roughly, I mean, you know, this is loose stuff, but just this is where there's supposed to be shadow, so I'm going to add some of the dark to emphasize the shadow. And I'm also going to just do that, and I will be coming in and using that some more, but for the moment I've got the light black, which really does amuse me, and I'm going to kind of do an outline, I say an outline, sorry, a shading in of the darker areas, so an outline of the darker areas, I guess. I might actually use this for his legs, and then onto his beak a bit. A bit more there. Then I'm going to come in with the dark black again and just re-emphasize those really dark areas. And then come in with the dark smoky slate and start blending some of that out. I will probably need to add some more of the black, but for the moment my concern is to blend those lines in. So just need a bit more of the light black. Sorry, I do find it really amusing. It's kind of odd. Do I want a bit more around his eye? I think I do. Let's give him a dark shadow around his eye, and then I'm coming in with the pointed end of my dark smoky slate so I can get really close into some of this and blend it out. And there is our crow. So from cute cuddly robin to not so cute cuddly crow. Before I finish, I'm going to use the light smoky slate. I may come back in and use this again when I've cut this out, but I'm just going to come around the outside just so that I get rid of the white, and then we're going to fussy cut, which, if you know my channel, you know I love a bit of fussy cutting. Okay, so let's zoom out and do our fussy cutting. So the first thing I always do with fussy cutting is kind of a rough cut to get rid of any bulk, and then I like to come in on a curve rather than a straight point. So I'm going to come in here and curve round the beak and then keep curving round. And I know I say this for those of you who've been watching me for some time, I move the paper, not the scissors. All the scissors are doing is opening and closing. And I do find that if I use the same pair of scissors all the time for fussy cutting, they become almost an extension of my arm, so I don't even have to think about it. Even changing from one pair of snips to another pair of snips will change how this feels for me. So I keep the same pair of snips. I do not let anybody else use them. I have this dangle because that's so I know which way up my snips should be. This all dates back to when I was at fashion college and was using cutting out scissors, and you so don't want anybody else to go anywhere near your really gorgeous cutting out scissors, and you want to use them the same way every time. So it is based on some sort of known fact that scissors get a feel. It's a bit like back in the day when we used to use fountain pens with nibs. You would have to wear your nib in. It's the same idea with scissors. So there is our crow, looking suitably black and menacing. So let's pop the card together. Don't need those anymore. Right, so I've got a piece of, as I say, a piece of the designer series paper that's going over here. So let's grab my seal, and I'm going to put a piece top and bottom, and then a little bit down the side. And I'm paying particular attention to either side of where I've done the die cutting, because I don't want that to bag out. And then, in fact, I just want to grab one more thing, because I've decided that looks too nice. So I've got my sponge daubers, and I need my neutrals, and I need my basic grey. Where's my basic grey? I don't think I have a basic grey. Ooh, okay, I need a basic grey. So let's grab a new sponge dauber, because I want to edge the designer series paper. That's the word I'm looking for. So basic grey, and just pick up some of the basic grey. I could use black, but I think black is going to be too much. So I'm just going to... Now you could use a stamping sponge instead, but I do like my sponge daubers. So and it also gets rid of the white core, because this is printed paper, so it's got a white core to the paper. It started its life white, and we don't really want the white to be visible. Now, if you want it to be really grungy, you can go into getting scissors and distressing the edge, but I'm quite happy to have the proper cut edge. I just don't want it to be too blending into the Cajun Craze mat. Okay, so that's that, and I have got a, because it's in the paper, Pretty Peacock. No. Yes. No. That's for another. It is in the paper, but that's for another project. No, I've got a basic black. Oh dear. I'm filming basically back to back, and my brain is going. So, liquid adhesive. You could use your snail again, but I do like liquid adhesive because you get that little bit of wiggle room. So pop that down. Now it will need a liner, because you obviously, well, you can write on basic black because you can use your chalk marker, but you'll probably find that you want to put a whisper white liner in. I'm not going to just yet, but that's because I have a tendency to not write very well, so I like to stick that in as I'm going to send it. So I'm going to pop some seal on the back of my Cajun Craze circle, and then let me just get this the right way round. This is the black glitter, organdy. I think it's organdy. I'll be listing it over on my website, so don't worry about that. It's also listed below, but I just want to make sure I get this going in the right angle. And then across there, and then, oops, no, too far, too far. So let's go there, there, and there. That's better. Right, now I need some black dimensionals, ideally large ones, not the bibby ones, but it would appear that I don't have any large ones around, so I'm going to use bibby ones. Oh, I've got some edge large ones, so, and I've already cut them, so let's use some of those. I'm going to stick them over the ribbon, particularly where it's lifting, so that it kind of helps keep it flatter. And then the last one, and then we'll put some bibby ones on, just because we have them. And I'm using the black because it is a dark project. So then just peel those off. Come on. Oh dear, these are taking time to get off, sorry. Right, okay, so let's pop that, yeah, kind of there-ish. Right, so we need a sentiment. I've got a piece of basic black, and I have got mounted up, I've now buried it and can't see it anywhere, my sentiment. Okay, oh, that's because I have buried it under my designer series paper. So I've got Happy Haunting as my sentiment. I'm going to just, with an old tatty post-it note, cover up Happy, and then add Versamark to Haunting, blow away my embossing buddy, because I do like my embossing buddy, stamp Haunting. I've also got a bit of the Happy, but that's fine, it's not a problem. I've got some embossing powder, so we'll just dabble that in there. And with a dry brush, just make sure that I get rid of any that's on the Happy bit. And then I'm going to do a repeat performance, having cleaned my stamp off a wee bit first. Now, it's not quite so important with the Happy because that's going to be coming off the bottom. So I'm not going to worry too much if I get a bit of Haunting as well. And then let's stamp Happy and dabble that in my silver embossing powder and pop the lid back on, because knowing my luck it'll go everywhere, particularly today. And then just get my dry brush again and come along the very edge just to get rid of the powder I don't want. There we go. Okay, right, heat gun time, which also means time for the trusty cheese board. So do remember, as I say, if you want to see more cute projects that I make, I do cards, 3D items, all sorts of things, do subscribe, and it's down in the corner there. And if you like what you see, please give it a thumbs up. Oh, I can watch embossing powder melt all day. Have I got it all? Yes, I have. Put my heat gun back on its little hook. Wave that around so it doesn't smudge. So we have our Happy Haunting. And then if there's any bits that you don't want, you can just get rid of those. Okay, so I want this at an angle. So I am going to trim it down as well, but for the moment I'm just going to cut an angle there and an angle there. I might actually just cut that a bit shorter. And then I'm going to come in with my mini guillotine and just get that straight. I might need to take a wee bit more off, but we'll start with that for the moment. No, that's fine. Okay, so this is going to go kind of here-ish, and then my little birdie is going to go there-ish. So, a little bit of seal for my sentiment, and some adhesive, and then we are done. And we have 2 things with wings. So do remember, if you would like to take part in one of our challenges, if you go over to my website, and that's linked in the description bar, you will then find the link to the spot challenge over there. And if you've got either a website or if you're on Instagram, you can take part. If you're on Instagram, just make sure you add the hashtag spot challenge, so that we know it's for the challenge, and that would be fantastic. So there you are. We've got our Halloween or Christmas. You choose. So I would love to know which one you prefer, so please leave that in the comments below. I always reply to comments, so if you've got any questions, anything like that, do ask me in the comments and I will answer them, or just say that you prefer the Christmas or the Halloween. And if you would like to know the products that I've used, they are listed in the description bar, but they're also over on my website. Probably easier to see them there because there'll be pictures of everything I've used. So just click the associated blog post to hop over there. And I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Okay, bye!